Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. We're going to jump into some MLS players for the fast approaching MLS season, of course. And yeah, these are players who I feel are going to be like high scorers, peak scorers for great value as well. So let's get into the first players. We will keep this somewhat short and sweet for each one, especially for the goalkeepers, because there's not all much to say. Obviously, take in mind, guys, you can see I own a few of these cards now. I wouldn't recommend them otherwise. I put my money where my mouth is. And yeah, I'm going to show you obviously both the limited and the rare price, and also obviously as well as their scores. But obviously, we're going to start off here. Is the goalkeeper, 20 years old, Chris Brady. Now, Chicago are on fire at the moment with regards to their transfers. They're bringing in a lot of high value stars, basically. Obviously, just recently signed Bamba as well. So it seems like the checkbook is out for them at the moment. But yeah, if we go into Chris Brady himself, obviously scores wise, then to be honest, they're not the greatest. I think the great utility with this guy, if you have that extra bit of utility or you're looking to do that, he is obviously under 23 till July 1st, 2028. So quite a few years yet, which is very, very nice indeed. In regards to his pricing, you got £5.80 currently at the moment. And for the rare, he is sitting at £46, which again is not too bad. But yeah, in regards to the scores, it's difficult with MLS goalkeepers because I feel it's a league that just teams concede a lot of goals. So it is quite difficult. But I think overall, with this guy, I think he has the talent to be able to do it. He's obviously highly touted. I think he's touted to European moves in probably the next couple of years. I believe he wants to stay. He's apparently trying to get a new contract also this season. But I think all in all, yeah, very solid goalie. And the way Chicago Fire are going at the moment in regards to transfers, they might obviously shore up the defence. I believe they just signed Jack Elliott from Philadelphia Union, who is a fairly solid centre back there as well. So I think they are looking to it. But I think overall, yeah, I think they got a solid team all round and could be one to watch this year. The next ones are going to be that of Stephen Fry, and at £34 or nearly £35. Again, I don't think that is too bad at all in regards to the rare scarcity. Limited, you can pick them up for as little as £4.80 as well. This is probably going to be his final season, being obviously here, as you can see there, at the age of 38. But Seattle Sounders overall are a very solid team, very defensively sound as well, and you can probably see a lot bigger difference here in regards to Chris Brady. Obviously, there's 18 years difference between the two, so obviously this is just more of experience, as well as obviously having that back line that is, like I said, more defensively astute. But again, 9.2 in regards to AA, very, very, very solid. I think the one thing you maybe have to watch out for, will there be rotation for any teams that I'll show you really who are in the CONCACAF Champions League? Obviously the American teams, Colombian, and whatever else is in there, I'm not overly sure, but so there could be a bit of rotation in there. So obviously just do take that in mind, and obviously do your research for anyone I show you guys anyway. I tell you that on the daily now, so you should know that. But yeah, 38 years old, very solid goalie, and again, yeah, solid scores. Keep him up, 12 decisive actions there over the past year. So again, very solid. And sorry if I'm sort of whispering, I am doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning, so I don't want to, get pissed off girlfriend in the morning. So we'll see about that. But anyway, let's jump into the defenders. Nathan Harriel of Philadelphia Union. Typically plays in that right back slot, I believe, with Wagner in the left back slot. Whether Wagner stays or not, I'm not sure, but they probably will look into this guy. Again, another form of under 23 utility if you do decide to sort of go down that route during the MLS American seasons. But again, £2.60. Which is really, really nice. And also you can pick them up for £21 classic price, which again, I think is fair value. But if we look at his scores here, like you see, very solid scores. Obviously doesn't maybe peak as much as we like to. Maybe he will start doing that this year. But I think overall hitting 14.6 worth of AA. If we were to get rid of these sub appearances, which is only 4 of them, he's hitting 16.3 worth of AA over the course of the year when he starts. So yeah, again, very solid player here, under 23 utility, which is definitely, like I said, something if you want to utilise, obviously you can do. But that's just an added extra bonus, and probably why he's creeping up in price slowly as the season does start to come to flourish and starts. But yeah, again, very solid, very solid. Okay, right back for you guys. Again, another very solid right back here. Mickey Yamain here of LA Galaxy. Obviously, the MLS Cup winners last year. I think that's what it's called anyway. But yeah, they are the Cup winners. And yeah, very solid player again here. Had, I believe, a decent season in regards to, obviously, I think he's only just, this is his first year basically within the MLS. But again, very solid scores, and we can have a look at this graph as you can see here. 6 assists, 1 clearance off the line, so 7 decisives in the games. Very solid. Looks like he plays essentially every single game, but obviously the one there which he came on still as a sub. In regards to his AA, he's hitting 16.5 worth of AA again, which is really nice. Has that opportunity there to peak, as you can see there, hitting 95, 85, 90, so a couple more than Hariel there. But yeah, price wise, £1.30. Again, nice if you're looking to build up your limited collection for the MLS. And then rare, he's only £11. So maybe if he was like Hariel and he had under 23 utility, probably this card's going £20-25 plus. But because he is 31 and but he still does have a couple more years left in him in the MLS, £11 is very solid. Now, I have a few midfielders here for you because I love midfielders in general in regards to the MLS. I just think there's loads of fun ones to really look out for. So I've got you, I think, 4 here, which I believe are very good value. And we start here with Edouard Lowen here at St. Louis. £19 as a time recording in regards to the rare, and then you can pick him up for as little as literally £1.50 or £1.60 in the limited scarcity. Overall, looks like he plays CDM centre mid role, but you can see here, again, really nice scores, peaks really nicely as well. A few DMPs there, which I believe was out from an injury here. I'm not sure if it's from a game or through training, whatever it was, but you can see he started to sort of get game time back, and then since then he's been pretty much back ever since. Again, if we take off all those, solid scores all around the board, hitting 14.5 worth of AA, 6 goals, 4 assists, so 10 decisive actions in 25 games. So that's basically 1 in every 2.53 games. Very solid output indeed. And yeah, I just think overall, very solid player. Now, I think for me, this guy's probably up there with my top 3 within this list. I'll get to the other ones soon. But yeah, for £3.40, you can pick up Mihailovic, I'm not going to pronounce that first name, Mihailovic of Colorado Rapids. Still has a couple more years left in him, hitting 26 years of age, so hopefully looks like he's coming into his prime, I guess you can say. But yeah, you can see there L40 of 61 just sort of showcases the sort of scores he can put out, and these are the scores. I mean, they're brilliant. Really good, especially for the money, and we'll get into the money now actually. So £3.40 for the limited, and as a time recording, he can hit you can buy him in classic again for £27. So again, very solid option for the price, especially for the premium price. You've got people like someone like Acosta who hits probably more hundreds, more 90s and stuff, but he is over double the money, but he also has that potential link to obviously move away. So yeah, there's a bit of give and go there. But in regards to, again, if we were to just get rid of all the sub appearances, which there wasn't many of, there was only the one, he's hitting 12.2 worth of AA, 24 decisive actions in 39 games, so obviously basically a goal or an assist every 2 games essentially. So again, just really solid. The fact that his 90 to 100 scores is more than his 70 to 80s, and nearly in line with his 40 to 50s. Yeah, just sort of showcases the sort of player that you could potentially be bringing into your gallery. But yeah, overall, really solid player. And you got to remember as well, he plays for Colorado Rapids, who didn't have the best of seasons last year. I think they were near the bottom of the table, mid-table, I think. I can't actually fully remember, but yeah, again, solid player. Okay, and a upper-comer, I guess you can say here. You've got Brian Gutierrez here at 21 years of age, playing for Chicago Fire. You can pick him up for as little as 80p, and in rare, again, basically just under 13 quid. Under 23 utility till July 1st, 2027. And recently, actually, as a time recording, the US men's team just played a few days ago, and he started in that, I believe it was. So very, very nice indeed. Obviously, some international friendlies, and he's getting that recognition by someone like Poch, which is very nice considering he's good with his youth. But yeah, 28 games started last season, 6 goals, 4 assists with 1 penalty kick for a team who I believe just struggled a lot last season. You can see here a lot of red, not a lot of green. But yeah, he was probably one of the shining lights in that sort of team. And again, like I said beforehand on Chris Brady, they have invested quite a bit of money. And yeah, people like Bamba and I can't remember their guy's name as well, Zenkin Nagel, or whatever his name is. But yeah, just they've invested quite heavily. Obviously, they get Kuipers up front, or Kuipers, however you pronounce it. And yeah, they just got very, very solid attacking output there in terms of a couple of solid midfielders. And I feel like this guy is going to have his somewhat of a breakout season and really put his name on the map in regards to the MLS. I know it's a big somewhat shout, but yeah, for only £12.60 you could be potentially part of his journey. But again, guys, just make sure to do your research. But I think from what this guy's showing, 6.7 worth of AA, it's not the best in the world, but again, he's just showing that that potential every time he enters the pitch. Now, probably my favourite on the list, and someone who I have actually acquired very recently, I think last week some point, if you care to know. We got Albert Rusnak, just recently signed an extension from Seattle Sounders, having been actually a free agent for a couple of weeks, because they're sort of trying to figure out between him and obviously bringing Jesus Ferreira, who's going to get the DP slot, and how they're sorting all that out. But £4.20 you can pick this guy up for. And again, like Mihailovic, L40 of 62 and L15 of 64. Again, showcases the sort of quality this guy possesses. That was limited to £4.20, and in rare you can pick it up for literally £29, which again I feel is a very, very solid and a fair value. Again, if we look at the scores here, like, what more do you want me to say? Like, brilliant in regards to scores. Is 100 capable, very close on a few other occasions, hit 90s and some 80s. Hit 3 100s last season alone, very close the other times. And then if we talk about in regards to just his starting appearances, he had 11 goals, 15 assists, and a 1 penalty kick won. So that's 27 decisive actions in 36 games. So yeah, you do the math for that, but he very, very solid output, basically. Just their go-to guy in regards to obviously creating that. Sometimes they lack that quality, is him that's able to break the deadlock. So yeah, very solid player. But yeah, him or Mihailovic, I'd definitely go for someone like Rusnak. But Mihailovic is a close second, that's for sure. The next player we have is Ramiro Enrique, that of Orlando City. Now the Argentine is only £11 in the rare scarcity, and literally you can pick him up for £1 for limited. Got there in the end. I feel like he's a very solid player, as you can maybe see here over the course of the last year, where he started to pick up game time throughout here, because back end he was always sub appearances and a lot of DMPs there. Not sure if that's due to injuries, just being in and out of the squad, whatever it is. But since he's basically been in the squad, he's done really well since that point. If we get rid of his sub appearances and just go off purely his starting, we've got here 10 goals, 3 assists, 13 goal contributions in 21 games. So it's basically a goal every 2 games, or a goal contribution of some sort. So again, very solid output. Accompanies that with nearly 7 worth of AA, which is not too bad for forwards at all. But again, yeah, a very solid option, or even for your under 23 team. Last but not least here, we've got Jordan Morris, that again of Seattle Sounders. Yeah, £1.58 you can pick him up for, or in the rare you can pick him up for literally £15 to £16, which again I think is very solid value, providing, like, again, the scores he sort of puts up. Now again, doesn't seem to peak as much, doesn't really want to get in the 90s or 100s, but again, who knows, could be this season. But yeah, especially with Seattle's attacking front there, now adding to the line of Jesus Ferreira, as I previously said earlier in this video. But again, if we just get rid of all these, 6.5 worth of AA, again, I think is solid. I have a feeling he's going to be more pushed out to the wing, which I think is more suited to him, if I remember correctly, from somebody I know who is a Seattle Sounders fan, or do follow them. So maybe he does something more out there, or who knows. But again, really solid, fair value for Jordan Morris. And just a reminder, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload.